Okay, today I want to talk to you about what I call the forever weapons. The weapons that never run out of ammunition, that will always be there, they'll last your lifetime, probably your children's lifetime, and probably your grandchildren's lifetime. So, the forever weapons, the old weapons, weapons they used all through time, history, the Bible talks about them a lot. So I just want to go through what I would consider the forever weapons. And if you have weapons or tools that you would consider a forever weapon, please add it in the comments down below. I'm always open to learn something new. Matter of fact, I want to learn something new if possible. All right, so the very first forever weapon that I would say is the very first one would be a knife. And it really doesn't matter which knife. This is a Recon Tanto by Cold Steel, but there are many, many knives. There are buoys, there are, you name it. There's a lot of knives. I like the Recon Tanto just for multi-purpose, but not for everyday carry. I mean, for everyday carry, something, a good pocket knife that you can open. This is an off-grid knife. I like those quite a bit. Here's a Recon. No, I'm sorry. This is a Koban by Cold Steel. It's serrated edge. I like it for concealed carry or tactical everyday carry. I also like a push dagger. That's a very good everyday carry, forever weapon. Meaning it will not, see if I can put it back in without cutting myself. It will not run out of ammunition. It'll always be there. Now, you may have to sharpen it from time to time, but it'll always be there. The second thing that I like to say is a good old bow and arrow. Now, you can make your own bow. A lot of people do it. But this baby right here is Amazon's cheapest bow. And I have to say, I'm sure I can kill a deer with it. I'm sure I can kill rabbits with it. I'm sure I can kill squirrels with it. I have killed squirrels before with a bow. It's not hard. And the cool thing about this one, and I'll put a link down below if you guys want to find it. I think it was $30. Something stupid like $29. It might have gone up a little bit with all the tariffs and everything, but it has a left and right hand. It's for left and right hand. It can be broke down. You take these two screws out right here. It breaks down, goes to the backpack. Comes with a nice string, really good. Easy. It was very easy to string, and I've tested it. This one is the 30-pound version, which is pretty light. But believe it or not, I can shoot it easily 100 yards at, if you arch it up pretty good. I mean, a bow is a great forever weapon. Now, you will have to have arrows and make arrows if you can't buy them. So that's why I say the bow and the arrow. But arrows are reusable. Just a basic old Walmart arrow here. It's reusable over and over. You just put a different tip on it and go at it. The American Indians had bows, and they used them thousands of years. And they put food on the table. No, we're not killing dinosaurs, shit like that with it, but we are putting food on the table. And that is a forever weapon. So the next one is a sling. A good old David sling. Now this one I actually made out of paracord. I don't know if you can see it. Here's your pouch that you put your rock in. There's your finger loop. There's your release knot. Now I've been practicing with this. I think this one is a little bit too long. I think I need to shorten it up a little bit. But it's effective. Now, am I good at hitting something with it? Not yet. I don't practice enough with it. I have other things I'd rather practice with than that. So the sling, David killed Goliath with it. A lot of people hunt with them. I mean, it'll easily take down a rabbit. It took down Goliath, suppose. I know it did, but it could take down man if you're good enough. Now, this was David's number one weapon. He used it every day. So whatever you decide to use every day is going to be good for you. All right, the next one that I love and one of my favorites of all things is the sword. I love a sword, man. A forever weapon. You know, the Romans, this is a cold steel gladius. Now, it is the cold steel. I'm going to do a review of this, by the way. This is a machete, cold steel machete gladius. I don't want to mess up my review, but I mean, it comes with a nice little sheath here. And then they have changed lately. They've gone to making them in China. It says China right here. They used to be South Africa, and then there were some other places. But the cold steel gladius is absolutely, if you go watch Joe X try to destroy this thing, he has a hard time destroying it. And he shows you how good this thing can be. But the cold steel gladius is another forever weapon. And I tell you, I would not want to go up against this thing if I didn't have a gun. This thing would just eat you alive. Now, along with that, I want to add in, I made this. This is actually a homemade shield. Let me back this up so you can see it a little better. Homemade shield. Okay. Plywood, 2-part epoxy, just some paint. But what's good about this is I can take this thing here. This is a forever weapon, or it can be a weapon, so I can strike someone with it. But what it also does is it gives me protection against blades, swords, and then I can take the gladius, use this, and work around like the Romans did years ago. Come over the top, the side, underneath, I mean, whatever. I could whack down while I protect myself. So if you want to work harder at making these shields, you can actually make them bulletproof, and that makes them even better. But you can make yourself a shield. So a shield is another forever weapon. It don't run out of bullets, and you can use it both defensive and offensive. All right, the next thing is a good old slingshot. Slingshots, there's guys on the internet, man, that make slingshots that can shoot through plywood and tin and everything else. This is just a basic old slingshot. You buy at Walmart. You put a steel ball bearing in here or rock or whatever, and you kill a deer. Not deer. You're not going to kill a deer with that. You can kill a rabbit or any small game with it. Works really good. Just pull it back, and it does its job. It's cheap. Doesn't cost anything, and it works forever. The next weapon that's a forever weapon is a tomahawk or an axe, or both. This one, however, is I don't know what this is. I bought it years and years ago. S-Wing. This is the S-Wing, small S-Wing. I bought it and painted it, and this one has hours and hours and hours of use on it. And all I've ever done was sharpen it. I mean, you can hammer with one side, you can cut with the other. And not only is this a weapon, this is a very useful tool, a good forever tool. You know, if you're going to go out in the woods and you need to build a structure, this can be used one-handed or two-handed. And I really, really like that particular tool. Matter of fact, I like it so much that I've got 4 or 5 of them around here. The other forever weapon is a staff. Now this is one that I made myself. It's just a long staff. I wrapped it with paracord, and it's reflective paracord, so if I'm walking or I'm riding in my wheelchair or whatever, if I'm trying to walk, I'm trying to go from wheelchair to whatever, but if I'm out in my wheelchair, I could take this and I could keep people away from me or whatever. But it also has paracord wrapped, then it has duct tape wrapped. So it's just a solid, keeps you from falling, keeps things at distance. Somebody pulls a knife or something out at you, you can keep them at distance. Also, this leads into the very next forever weapon, and that is a spear. And I don't have a spear, but this reminds me of a spear. I can take this paracord or this duct tape and I can put a blade on the end of this and I can make this a spear. So spears have been known all through history to be a very great weapon because it keeps people at distance. So you want material and distance as your defense of a knife or something like that, because if you got material, it's going to be hard to cut through that material. If you got distance, you keep them at distance, keep them at bay, keep animals at bay, keep snakes at bay, keep dogs at bay, all kind of stuff you can do with a staff. And I mean, a staff or a walking stick, things like that, those are really potent weapons. I mean, you can jab somebody with it, you can strike them. A lot of things you can do with a staff, and even more things you can do with a spear. A staff works a little bit better, though, in civilian life, like right now. These tools may not be very good for civilian life right now, even though if you get to looking around the world where they've outlawed guns, what do they always use in their attacks? Knives, machetes, crap like that. Don't give them no ideas. I hope they don't start using bow and arrows. That would be really bad. The last forever weapon that I want to talk about, and it's not something that it's something that God gave us years ago, but mankind has used it quite well. And it both can hurt you and it can help you and hurt you. It can destroy mass amounts of, it can destroy armies. It can destroy mass amounts of goods and products, or it can help. And that is fire. Now, a big lighter is not a forever weapon, but if you've been watching any of the survival channels anywhere, you understand how to make fire about 5 or 6 different ways. I'm not going to sit here and teach you how to make fire right now, but fire can be a great weapon. They have, if you're held up in an area, how do they get you out? They burn you out. If you got a mass army coming at you, what do? You burn the field so they can't cross it. I mean, there's just so many things that fire can do. Fire can cook your food. It can boil your water. I mean, it can warm you, keep you from having hypothermia. Fire, the forever weapon, given to us by God. So, that is my 9 forever weapons. I also want to add to the shield, when I was talking about the shield a while ago, one thing I didn't add, I want to add is armor. This is a good old plate carrier from, I think it's from Armed Republic, which is an AR-500. Armed Republic, but just a good old plate carrier, and it has a medical bag. But that's not a forever thing. The medical bag is not forever. It will wear out. This plate carrier is one of the steel plate carriers, so it will not wear out. It can take multiple strikes. And in a world when SHTF happens and things go sideways, people may be shooting first and asking questions later. They may be you may be walking down the road and they may just shoot you and come up and rob you. So you're going to need some type of armor. You can also add a helmet to that if you wanted to. Any type of armor. The Bible talks about armor a lot. So, breastplates, helmets, armbands, those leather armbands. You ever notice why the old timers back in the ancient times always wore some type of arm bracelet? Or those were not just for looks. Those were sword and knife protection. Somebody goes to cut you with a knife or something, you can put that arm up and it slice that leather, that real hard leather, before it gets to you. And so their armor is a good thing to have. And I would strongly suggest looking into armor. They even had lower leg bracelets. If you notice, they had these nice, looked like knee boots, but they weren't boots. They were just armor that goes on your shins down low. So think about that. So that is the 9 forever weapons, the old weapons that I think every prepper or every survivalist or every warrior should have. And I bet If you're watching this video right now and you're a survivalist, a prepper, or a warrior, you've got probably half of these, if not all of these, maybe even more. And if there's other ones that you would like to add to this, please add to it. I can think of one more off the top of my head before I leave. And I only can think of it because I watched the movie Gladiator. I've never used it, but it makes sense. Is a net to go along with your spear. So you can throw that net over whatever you're trying to capture, and he gets tangled up in the net, and then of course you spear it. And I would think that would probably work if you had a vicious dog or something coming at you, or some kind of animal, a pig or something. If you could throw some kind of a heavy net over them, even a man, for sure a man. Someone threw a net at you and you're trying to untangle from that net and they rammed a spear into you, that would be really hard. Especially if you had a knife and you're trying to attack them with a knife and they come out with a net and throw over you. Oh, that would be hard. So, yeah, 9, I would say number 10. Number 10 would be a net. All right, folks, I've talked enough. Hope you guys are having a great day. Go out and make yourself, your family, and your fellow warrior